Huh?
They're not.
Because on your last meeting, we just...
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening's City of Uniontown's regular City Council meeting of December 19th, 2024 at 4 p.m. Roll call.
Councilman Billy,
Here.
Councilman Thomas,
Here.
Councilman Winfrey,
Here.
Councilwoman Brown,
Here.
Mayor Kirky.
Here. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much.
There was an executive session held today at 3:15 today, and it was for personnel reasons. Any comments on agenda items only? If not, the only thing I have to bring to you this evening is the, great event that we had at Story Square in the city of Uniontown the Friday after Thanksgiving, Christmas in the Square, And it was a really well attended, even though it was a really cold evening. It was really well received, and a lot of good things happened, and it really made the city shine. And I'm very proud. And Crystal, thank you and the Downtown Business Authority. And one more thing I do have to bring, talking about the Downtown Business Authority, in particular Joe Neubauer. If you've noticed, all the lights along Main Street are repaired, and the Downtown Business Authority, Joe Neubauer, spearheaded it to make that happen. And thank you to everyone that was involved. That's all I have right now.
All right. We will then proceed into the regular agenda for this evening. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to receive the report of the Treasurer for the month of November 2024, being the same is hereby received and filed. Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Kirky.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to accept the minutes of the November 21st, 2024 regular council meeting, being the same is hereby accepted and filed. Councilwoman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Mayor Gerke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown, the council hereby directs the Director of Accounts and Finance to make payment of the following invoices for services rendered or products procured for the City of Uniontown for the month of December 2024. General Fund, $124,296.83. Sewer Fund, $271,174.49. Recreation, $38.04. Recycling, $1,201.10. Highway, $46,272.20. Off-street, $1,887.56. Community Development, $4,243.75. And Library, $20,000. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to adopt and enact Bill Number 1783, Ordinance Number 1763, Landlord Rental License Ordinance, an ordinance of the City of Uniontown, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, requiring landlord licenses for owners of rental units, establishing owner responsibilities and duties for rental units, enabling the city to make repairs and maintenance on rental units, providing for the non-renewal, suspension, revocation of landlord licenses and grounds and procedures therefore, describing violations and penalties, making owners jointly and severally responsible, providing for immunity and severability, repealing inconsistent ordinances, and providing an effective date. This is the second reading of that ordinance, which it's my understanding has been duly advertised. So this is the formal official action to enact this ordinance. Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
No.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
No.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to adopt and enact Bill Number 1784, Ordinance Number 1764, an ordinance of the City of Uniontown, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, showing the estimated receipts, expenditures, and liabilities of every kind of all the funds for fiscal year 2025, with the balance of unexpended appropriations as the basis for fixing the levy and tax rate for the said fiscal year, appropriating and authorizing expenditures of the various amounts shown as proposed expenditures herein for the expenses of the city for said fiscal year, from the revenue available for said fiscal year for the departments and specific purposes set forth herein, and the repealing of all ordinances or parts of ordinances inconsistent herewith. Again, this is the formal enactment of the city's budget ordinance, has been duly advertised, and this would be the formal action to adopt that. Councilman Thomas?
No.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to adopt and enact Bill Number 1785, Ordinance Number 1765, an ordinance of the City of Uniontown, County of Fayette, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, fixing the salaries payable by the City of Uniontown for the various positions enumerated herein for the fiscal year 2025, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances inconsistent herewith, and that the amount hereinafter set forth opposite the positions hereinafter enumerated being the same are hereby fixed as the salaries payable for said positions by the city for the fiscal year 2025. Again, this is the action for formal adoption following the proper advertisement. Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to adopt and enact Bill Number 1786, Ordinance Number 1766, an ordinance of the City of Uniontown, County of Fayette, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania fixing the real estate tax rate for all city purposes for the fiscal year 2025, and repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances inconsistent herewith. This is the formal action to adopt the tax rate millage ordinance for the following year, 2025. Again, this is after formal advertisement, so it's properly before council this evening. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to adopt and enact Bill Number 1787, Ordinance Number 1767, an ordinance of the City of Uniontown, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, amending the permit fee for alarm systems, repealing all inconsistent parts of ordinances, and providing an effective date. Again, this is the official action to adopt this bill after a proper advertisement. Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to ratify the hiring of Jatea Pearl as patrolwoman for the Uniontown Police Department effective December 2nd, 2024, respectively with a 6-month probationary period at a starting salary as indicated by contract at $25.74 per hour, pending successful completion of a medical and psychological exam. Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to authorize the city clerk to advertise for City of Uniontown police officer at a starting rate of $26.44 per hour as per the collective bargaining agreement. Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to authorize the city clerk to advertise to begin the City of Uniontown Police Department civil service testing. Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to approve the purchase of 4 rear-wheel drive tires for the fire department's ladder truck number 1 from Burnsworth's Garage at a cost not to exceed $2,430. Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to approve the City of Uniontown Parks and Recreation Board to host the Farmers Market at Bailey Park in 2025. Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to authorize the installation of 2 handicap signs and markings at 2 West Main Street, which is the Gallatin Bank Building intersection. Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that Jace Hampy is hereby appointed as full-time police officer after successfully completing a 6-month probationary period for the City of Uniontown, effective December 10th, 2024. Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown that Alex Urbani is hereby appointed as full-time police officer after successfully completing a 6-month probationary period for the City of Uniontown effective December 10th, 2024. Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
And I apologize for butchering anybody's name. If I mispronounced anything, I apologize. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to authorize maintenance and repairs to the backup generator at City Hall from Palco Power Systems for $1,117.57. Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to approve the purchase of chain link fence and materials from All Around Fence for repair of Court Street railing at a cost of $1,696.62.
So I think we have on the quote, it says with labor or without.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what-
So we have, just so everybody's on the same page here, if you flip over to the quote, there's materials, and then there's also, it says with labor, and just to clear it up, we're gonna go with just the materials.
And where is this gonna be installed at?
This is
The
gonna be
side there?
right here.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
It's, what that's going to do is
What we
gonna,
talked about before.
yeah, it's gonna replace the old handrail that's,
All right. Perfect.
It's definitely a safety hazard.
It is, yeah, we talked about it in our last,
It needs addressing.
yeah, it's falling.
So with that clarification that this is just for the materials itself, would not include the labor as proposed. Councilman Winfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Billy.
yes.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes.
Mayor Gurke.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown To approve to promote Deborah Brown as full-time sewage clerk effective January 1st, 2025 at the rate of $13.87 per hour. Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to accept the fuel bids. Prior to this, we need to actually open the bids, so we'll actually proceed with that before making a formal motion on this. There was one bid that was received by the City of Uniontown, and it was received from, let's say, man, what's that please? This was a bid received from Center Independent Energy, 1035 Boyce Road, Suite 220, Pittsburgh, PA 15241. For unleaded gas, it's the average OPUS cost plus 0.189 per gallon. And for diesel fuel, it's the average OPUS cost plus 0.189 cents per gallon as well. Diesel fuel will be seasonally treated for cold weather as needed. This normally is required from around late November until the end of March. Treated fuel will be billed as above, plus an additional 0.045 cents per gallon, or if possible, be loaded with winterization that will be reflected in the OPUS pricing. And again, that is a fluctuating price based on the actual average OPUS cost as well. That is the only one that was received. I do have a copy here for each of you. Taking one and passing it down. Any questions on the proposal that was received? It was properly bid out. There was only one bid that was received. It's my understanding this is the city's current contractor as well. So if there is not an issue with that, I will read the motion containing the information from this particular bid. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to accept the bids for fuel for all city vehicles for the year 2025 from Center Independent Energy LP in the amount of, for unleaded, it's the average OPUS cost plus 0.189 cents per gallon. And for diesel fuel, it is the average OPUS cost plus 0.189 cents per gallon as well. And that is consistent with the bid that was received. Councilman Billy?
Yes.
Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Gurke?
Yes.
And those are all the regular agenda items we have on the agenda this evening, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Witt. Have our department reports now. Code, Mr. Price.
Good evening. First of all, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Mayor Gurke and City Council. Thank you guys so much for the support and encouragement in this role. Sweep citations have picked up due to trash, rubbish, old abandoned cars, and building structures. Things are improving slowly in a great way in certain locations throughout our city. We'd like to see certain areas, get cleaned up a little faster, but I'm learning that slow and steady wins the race. We're off to a great start with the new iWork software. It's been easy and efficient to use. A big thank you to Ms. Crystal Simmons for spearheading the iWork software and getting everything set up and ready for us to go. Another big thank you to the ladies in City Hall. They've been very helpful with finding phone numbers, logging in info for code, and keeping track of the sweeps citations. And another big thank you to Mr. Josh from K2. He's been awesome with just great wisdom on code. Up to date, we've served 19 sweep citations, 2 code letters have been issued, and that's all I have for you guys at the moment. So any questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terrence. Redevelopment Authority, Ms. Simmons.
Thanks, Chris.
Did a good job over, it's good.
Good evening. In your packets, you have the updated quick glance spreadsheet, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit and brag on the authority a little bit. The redevelopment authority in October prepared its executive director budget review and recommendations, an annual report that we will start doing each year. And it's a whole packet, but I just wanted to read some highlights from the authority. The authority hired an executive director in April of 2023, me, and I'm doing great. Anyways, so I just wanted to highlight a few things that we are doing great on. So the total grant funds awarded in the year was around $800,000. That's an increase of approximately $530,000 from 2023 to 2024. That's made up of 3 different grant funding sources, one ongoing CDBG funds, fair funding, and home partnership. So that was a great increase of grant funds. The authority underwent an entire QuickBooks overhaul to transition to online payroll to conserve funding for accounting purposes. When I arrived, the Community Financing Agency funding of $25,000 was on standstill. That was for blight remediation planning. Since then, an RFQ has been published, AMO environmental decisions have been hired, and we are close to 6 months away from having our blight remediation plan complete. The Municipal Assistance Planning Grant was closed out this year. This was funding for the first phase of the comprehensive planning process. The authority launched Connect Explorer, a software that the county was so kind to share with us, mapping software. We've successfully installed and coordinated the code enforcement software iWork module. We, after tonight, in 15 days, I guess it'll be enacted, the landlord registration ordinance. And we really look forward to putting a vibrant program in place and becoming a resource for landlords. We are looking forward to having discussions with the city regarding the vacant building ordinance and how the authority can, instead of duplicate efforts, help the city enforce and oversee the vacant building ordinance. We're one step closer to applying for discretionary funding through the CDBG program. We submitted a Main Street Matters grant just recently, and we are now prepared to submit, after our first submission, the Greenways, Trails, and Recreation Program. We entered into and have successfully went through 1 year of an economic development cooperation agreement with the city, and from what I understand, the city is stipending the authority for this year as well, so thank you. The authority in-house was able to decrease in notable areas, property maintenance, legal fees, and engineering. And from 2022 to 2024, we had around a $30,000 savings on CDBG consulting, and that was just because of switching to an in-house director. So anyways, that was just some cool highlights of the report. Back to your regular scheduled programming. Your quick glance sheet outlines the status of funds. Just quickly, we have our 2024 CDBG application under review. We expect contracts in March. DC did respond on the activities that we submitted, and as expected, is encouraging us to limit our application to possibly 1 project, which is now on the desk to review. The 2025 public hearing will be in March. The monitors for old funding, 2015 funding, is under review, and I hope to bring a good report back to council on that. The quick glance sheet, like I said, you have that in hand. Just a quick overview of the actual projects that are happening. I'll just highlight one. That's the code enforcement process. We just did our final draw, and now we are in the process of condition assessments. So what we've done is use two programs to complement one another. The CDBG funds allowed us to do code enforcement in the low to moderate income areas, and so we utilize that funding for condition assessments. And I just wanted to bring attention to the public. Code enforcement and K2 engineering are out in citywide assessing structures. Condition assessments consist of maybe 5 or 6 fields that they review on the property. This is to help us map out blighted, targeted areas. It's just a 3-step rating system. Is it fair, good, or poor quality? And there's some different standards. As they assess these structures, it allows us to make the mapping and then focus our funding in areas that need the funding the most. So that's going on with our blight remediation planning. In around March or so, we're hoping that we have all the data we need from iWork to be able to actually produce the plan, and this will be done by AMO Environmental Decisions. Comprehensive planning meetings are going to kick off in February, and the neighborhood meetings, public, be aware, in March, every week. The projected meetings are in March. Each evening, possibly on Thursdays, somewhere in your community, stay alert for those community meetings. We really need public to attend those. That's when you can make a difference, is by attending those meetings and participating. Sewage and transportation, it's still to be determined on some priority projects, but hopefully this year we can put our heads together to identify some priority sewage projects. We thank the city for matching us on sidewalk maintenance over at Story Square. The sidewalks are not level, so Baker's waterproofing, putting some resin in there to lift it up to where there's not that catch there while walking, so thank you. The Downtown Business District did successfully submit the Main Street Matters grant. It is looking good. There's a possible fee waiver. So we hope to move forward with the designation of the downtown area to allow us to get operations fundings over the next 5 years to help fund a program manager. In January, this district will kick off a business committee, which is a full resources for businesses in the city. We are considering license reviews, welcome packets, anything to assist businesses, help businesses understand what businesses' responsibilities are and who at the city can assist them with different things they're doing. The Economic Development Cooperation Agreement is drafted and ready for City Council's review. I actually believe you do have that. We did not have quorum at the Redevelopment Authority meeting this week, so we'll meet in January and we can finalize that contract. The biggest change is the push to allow the vacant building ordinance to be, the Redevelopment Authority can take part in that vacant building ordinance. We really want to help, and it makes sense because we're literally reviewing every structure in the city. So we're right there, so we could go ahead and let you know if it's vacant. And other work related to housing rehab is pending until spring. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Fire Department, Chief Khan.
Okay. As always, we kick off our report with our breakdown of our incidents for the month. These are the incidents we ran for the month of October, November 2024. Years flying by, so we're at the end already. As far as fire-related incidents, we ran 15 fire-related incidents. These included 5 building fires, 1 kitchen fire confined to the stovetop, 2 trash or rubbish fires, 1 natural vegetation fire, 1 rupture of a steam boiler, 2 scorch burns but no ignition, and 3 smoke conditions with the fire failing to ignite. So as you can see, we had not only 5 building fires, but 6 very close calls. So fires do by nature pick up in the winter, so be careful out there. We had 23 rescue-related incidents. These included 16 vehicle collisions. 5 of those had injuries, 1 with an entrapped passenger. We had 5 lockout gain access for the EMS crews, and we had 2 elevator rescues. Had 9 hazardous condition incidents. These included 1 power line down, 4 gas leaks, 1 flammable liquid spill, and 3 short-circuited electrical equipment incidents. We did 15 service-related incidents. These included 4 persons in distress, 2 lockouts, 2 standby for another fire company, 1 water issue, and 6 general service calls. 16 fire alarm activations, and we did 2 public fire education and fire prevention details, and as I always say, this includes training for our staff, pre-planning, and familiarization of the building. Moving on to training conducted by the department, for November, we had 65 man-hours of training conducted. A little bit lower than what our norm is, but still not too far off the mark, and that's still a pretty good number. It's a busy season, with the holidays approaching. But highlighting some special training that we've done recently here, and these are a couple of things we've done here within the past couple weeks moving into December. Last weekend we hosted a basic rigging for rope rescue class, and we also plan to host the entire rope rescue series. It's not something that we're called upon to do often, but it's also something that if you're called upon to do it, it better click. So it's a good review for a lot and some new material for some of the others. I also reported on we were beginning some training and revamping our standard operating procedures for high-rise fires. We started that. We had a staff training here a couple weeks ago, and we are going to be going out in the field as I reported the last couple months. So there again, if you see us out there at some of our target buildings, that's what we're doing. So we got kind of some big things planned on the horizon. Training's always good. I'm definitely an advocate of training, and our guys, they eat it up, and they do really well with it. As far as apparatus, just a couple of quick updates. I didn't have it on my initial report there. Thank you. We're going to be ordering some tires here. It's very much appreciated. Those tires, they kind of wore down a lot faster than what we anticipated, so we'll be taking care of that tomorrow. The repairs that you authorized last month for engine number 1, it's in the shop right now, and it should be coming out probably tomorrow or the next day. So we'll have a pretty good fleet going. So, and we appreciate all that. As far as just some miscellaneous things, our personnel participated in a number of the holiday events last month and this month. And I'd like to extend a praise, especially to the Downtown Business District Authority. They did the light up night, and I thought it was very nice. So kudos to them. Kudos to everybody that does a holiday event in town. So not singling one over the other, but they did a really nice job with it. So this is a real good thing to announce here. We do our annual Toys for Tots drive every year. It's come to a close for another year. We exceeded last year's total. We collected 2,791 toys, and those are all going to go to local kids in need. That's a good thing. So I'd like to thank everybody that was involved, everyone who donated, and what have you. Snow, unfortunately, is going to be coming at some point in time. So we always remind people to adopt their nearest fire hydrant. Hopefully it's not going to be deep, like a little bit mild like it was last year. But in the case of a heavy snow, keep an eye on the closest fire hydrant in your neighborhood. If you have one in front of your house, if you don't have one in front of your house, but it's one down the street, maybe someone can't take care of that, feel free to go out there with a shovel and help clear the snow around there. And the reason I say that, we have 270 hydrants in the city, and that's kind of a big undertaking. And it dumps a bunch of snow in the middle of the night. The last thing we want to do is have it, covered with a ton of snow. So if you guys could do that for us, that's always appreciated. I reported a couple of months ago that they finished off the hydrant marker project, and that's going to be a big shot in the arm for us too, and kind of help us. But yeah, if residents could do that, please kind of keep an eye on your neighborhood fire hydrants. Finally, just our monthly reminder, bingo. Doors going to be opening up pretty soon. 6:45 starts, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good night. Pretty much. So, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Police report, Chief DeWitt.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the getting us set up for the list here. We're obviously down 2 guys this time of the year. That makes it exceptionally harder to get shifts filled, so we will have overtime as a result of the shortages we have in staffing, but we will meet the needs as always. So during the month of November, the Uniontown Police Department responded to 635 calls for service. A breakdown of some of those calls included 16 vehicle accidents, 6 assaults, 4 frauds, 21 welfare checks, 27 domestics, 7 assist fire calls, 11 disorderly conducts, 11 warrant services, 18 emergency medical assists, 17 assist police departments, 12 harassments, 3 shots fired, 25 alarms. Just as an added note, when I'm talking about alarms, we will be enforcing alarm permits and lack thereof. So if you do not have an alarm permit for 2025, you're going to want to make sure you do, because if we get hit out to an alarm to your residence and you do not have an alarm, you will be issued a citation for that offense. 21 thefts, 3 unwanted persons, 3 weapons possessions, 13 animal complaints, 2 dog bites in those 13 animal complaints, and 65 suspicious persons activities in vehicles. Officers made a total of 30 criminal arrests, issued 10 non-traffic citations, and 76 traffic citations. We also completed our foot and vehicle patrols as well, as we always do, the parks, parking garages, and South Union's Trail and our trail. Trail-related topics I hope to have on the next council meeting. We'll get into it later. I'll start to brief you guys, but I have hopefully some exciting news with a very large grant that we should be receiving for us to assist us in patrolling and providing services to our trails. I'll update you with that information as soon as I get more concrete information to council, and hopefully you all will see it on the next agenda, just 2 short weeks away. So Merry Christmas, see you all then. Don't forget the reason for the season.
Thanks, Chief. Street Department, Mr. Thomas, do you have a report?
I do not.
Okay, very good, thank you, sir. K2 Engineering. Engineers report.
Good evening,
Amen.
How you doing?
For the month of November, we issued 3 commercial permits, 2 for commercial occupancies, 1 for an alteration for repair to a support beam. No zoning or floodplain permits were issued. Regarding code enforcement and property maintenance, these 2 properties have been on this report for a while, and they're still pending citations, 67 Stewart Street and 410 Evans Street. So I'm just waiting for a court date at the magistrate's office. I do have an update from Shannon about the old YMCA building. We had filed a citation with the magistrate's office. The gentleman that owns the property has pled guilty and paid the fine. So what we're going to do is file another citation for the same offense until he fixes the issue. We're not interested in fining him. We're interested in getting the property fixed. Just a little background. Last year, one of the decorative cornices on the building, the roof structure is having trouble draining water. It's probably plugged up with leaves and debris. A cornice had fell off the building, fell onto the sidewalk. So that's why this building's important that we get it fixed. I do have an update for another property for this month, 5 Derrick Avenue. We received a complaint that the owners of 5 Derrick Avenue have been running a commercial kitchen, as well as just hosting people at this property in a commercial sense. We sent a notice of violation to the property owner. Number 1, they haven't applied for a permit for that use, and they've also, it's in an R1 zoning district, meaning the only thing that is permitted in that district is single-family dwellings. So they're not permitted to continue those activities. We'll continue to monitor that property and take any enforcement action if necessary. Active engineering projects right now. So for the Bailey Court rehab, we were requested to prepare a conceptual site plan for the purpose of coming up with a price for this rehab project. The plan is to rehab the existing paved area where 2 basketball courts and a tennis court previously existed. We've prepared that site plan, and we're currently coordinating with a contractor to provide a price to the city for your consideration. Traffic light, there's no updates. It's still on hold. The Dunlap Street sewer line replacement has been completed, paving's completed, so that project's getting moved to completed projects. Item number 6 is just some funding opportunities, that's grant money. And then on the last page, you'll see projects that have been completed on the calendar year. That's everything I have for the month. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, it's time for public comment. As I say every month, keep your comments brief, 3-minute limit, and conduct yourself in a gentlemanly type fashion. So at this time, do we have any public comment? State your name and your address too, please.
Brad Trad, 135 V Avenue. It's a short one. I just wanted to comment that when Mark John was working with the city, one of the things that he was doing was giving updates monthly on where we were at with the Sheepskin Trail. Since he has left, it's been kind of murky where we're at status-wise with the trail, and I was just hoping to request that we started doing that again. If we could appoint somebody to give comments or updates monthly, that would be really helpful. That's it.
Very good. Thank you, Brad. Any other comments this evening? If not, that's all I have, Mr. Witt.
Thank you, Mayor. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Uniontown to adjourn to meet for the next regular City Council meeting on January 2nd, 2025 at 5:00 p.m. in City Hall Council Chambers. And the adjournment for this evening tonight is at 4:40 p.m. Councilman Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Winfrey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes.
Councilman Billy?
Yes?
Mayor Gerke?
Yes, and thank you all for attending, and Merry Christmas.
Kristen, got a question. Brad, I can give you a quick answer too.